Hello, welcome to this very short video on how to use a question mark, which is one of the punctuation marks that will feature on the literacy audits, and also one that your students need to be able to use accurately. So let's start with a definition. What is a question mark then? So it's a punctuation mark that will be used at the end of a sentence, and it indicates that that sentence is a question. It tells us, or it signals to the reader, that an answer or some kind of response is expected. When do we need to use a question mark then? You would use it at the end of a direct question. Examples include yes/no questions and information kinds of questions, but we don't need to use a question mark for indirect questions, and we'll see an example of that towards the end of the quick video here. Examples then of question marks. What time is the meeting? Obviously, we've got a question mark there at the end of that sentence, and that indicates to us that some kind of response is needed. So we need to know what time the meeting is. So we've got that question mark to denote that an answer is or a response is expected. Again, are you coming to the party? So we've got that question mark there that indicates that we need some kind of response. It could be yes or no response, but is a response that's required because that question mark is telling us that. Couple of quick tips just to finish this off then. Avoid using question marks after statements that are not questions. That's something that your students might do, something that you need to be aware of them doing. Indirect question example would be, she asked if you were coming. So that's not a direct question, that's an indirect question, therefore does not need a question mark. And when you're combining a question with some kind of exclamation, you only need to use one punctuation mark, either a question mark or an exclamation mark. Don't use both because that would be grammatically incorrect, and there's a certain immaturity about writing if you're using both of those punctuation marks.